Paisani, this is a special edition. As you all know, I did a podcast during the pandemic, but the moment passed and I had said I'd stopped. But this is a special edition, and I call it special edition for a reason. Yes, I know it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, most people are working, but we're fortunate not to be working. But I had to do this podcast because if you did follow my podcasts, they were all about hope and speaking about what we're feeling or what we're going through, just so that we don't feel alone, right? So this is Julia Garofano. She's known all over Montreal as Jason's mom. And if you're a sports fan and if you follow soccer, Jason was not only a soccer player, but even assistant coach, right?
That's correct, for the CF Montreal.
For the CF Montreal. And unfortunately, I did not have the privilege of getting to know Jason when he was here with us. But I did participate in a fundraiser right after his passing. It was a bowling that Rosie Costa put together.
That's correct.
And I knew nothing about Jason and I knew nothing about Julia, but Rosie came to me and she said, we're doing a fundraiser to raise funds for Jason, because when she started the fundraising, Jason was still with us, but unfortunately he passed before the fundraiser. And we still went along with the fundraiser and it was successful. So this is how I got into the visualizing who Jason was and what his story was about. And from what I understand, Jason was an angel on earth and now he's an angel in heaven. And so Julia is taking time for me today, and I really appreciate you being here. I read her book. She came out with a book. Can you guys believe this? A book. And I couldn't, I'm not a reader. I do not like reading. I don't even read the newspaper. I hate reading, but I could not put this book down. I read it all in one stroke, and like I was eager to see what the next chapter would bring. And what I enjoy about it is that the writing is not too small. It's not a lot of pages, and there's also pictures so that you can also take in the moment and live the moment with Julia as she speaks about these events. So it's very beautifully put together and very well worded. It's very simple. And yes, I speak about hope, and this is why I wanted to bring Julia on, because this book is all about hope. How to cope with grief, how to cope with loss, how to not feel alone, but most of all, how to humble yourself to ask for help. Because sometimes we wait for people to ask, like, do you need anything? And then we don't even know how to answer because we don't even know ourselves what we need. So if you have someone coming and bringing you groceries or bringing you a coffee, it's exactly what you needed at that moment, but you don't realize it, right?
Exactly, yeah, you're right.
So now I'm going to bring Julia into the conversation, because I know I ramble on and I like to talk. Not because I like the sound of my voice, but I have a lot to say.
We're both of us that like
But
to
yes.
talk, so thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It's my first podcast.
Yes.
So I'm really happy, and I hope I'm not going to be too nervous about it, but I'm super happy. And you know what's going to give more in depth about what the book is about and why it came out, and what message I want to give out to our readers and all that. You know, I had a mission, and my mission was to share hope.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Because we want to share hope. We want to give hope to those that are going through the loss of a loved one, or going through whatever hurdle that life brings. Because, I mean, life is not all rosy. And things come to us at the worst moments or least expected moments.
Yeah, exactly.
And we get overwhelmed, because it is overwhelming to face obstacles. But what brought you to, like, what motivated you? What inspired you to want to put this, such an intimate, private moment, publicly?
Good question. I see a therapist once a week, and by going to the therapist, she asked me to write a 1 page, 2 page on how you were feeling. So I started writing, and I went to see her. She goes, "Oh my God!" She goes, "You write very well." So I says, "Well, thank you." And she goes, "Not only do you write well, but you speak well, what you wrote and how you felt, and your anger and your sadness and all that." It's like, "Well, thank you so much." So I get home, and a new client comes over, and she brings me this black book which says "La Vie, Life," with blank pages and a pen. I go, okay, maybe I should start writing my stuff inside and how I feel and all that. And the next day I have my publisher and writer that comes and says, "I need some honey." So I says, "Oh my God, this is it. It's my calling." I ask her, "Would you like to be my publisher for my book? I really want to write a book. I think we're going to be okay, but you have to help me. You have to guide me. It's my first time." So she guided me, and we were in this for 10 months of writing and
Wow.
writing. And I won't say it was easy, because it was not, because don't forget, whatever I put in here were all my emotions of that year.
Yes, and I'm sure you relived all the emotions all at once, and sometimes you wanted to take yourself out of there because it was too much.
Too much.
It's too much.
It's
yes.
too much
and,
to bear.
And it was really fresh. I mean,
Yeah,
Jason
2 years.
has
Well,
that-
I started after a year. He died. He passed away. He passed away July 29th, 2021.
yeah, so it was still fresh.
222? No, sorry. 221, it was diagnosed. 222, he died. So, yeah, it was fresh. But that's the way, that was my healing way. My healing process was to write down what I was feeling, not thinking was going to be hard, because while my publisher is with me, I have to tell her everything from the beginning of his diagnosis to the end. I was angry at times, and I was crying at times and saying, I don't want to write this book. I want to write a novel that me and Jason could do together and share as a mother-son thing. And so I had to write a memoir about our last year together. It wasn't easy, but I'm happy and proud, and I did it. And I think proud, it's mostly my son would be so proud of me.
Yes, and if you remember the message I sent you after I read it, I said I have to reach out to her. He is proud of you.
Thank you.
He is. We're going to speak
you.
about him in the present tense
In the
because
present.
he's still
Yeah,
with us.
he's
And
always with me.
I see the room. I mean, the audience doesn't see, but I see his presence all through the room.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see him. And you have a beautiful picture. I'm going to show the audience just this picture.
Okay.
He's smiling. Look, guys. Look how happy he is. And this is how technical difficulties. I'm sorry. I guess the rain cut off my my data, but we're back. We're back on Wi-Fi. So we're going to continue our conversation with Julia. So we were speaking about her newly released first-time writer book. And it's all about her experience, not only as a mom going through a big trauma and difficult times with her son, but also how to be a caregiver at the same time, and how to survive the loss of a child or the loss of any loved one. And you do speak about losing many members of your family, such as your parents, your
Yeah, I
brother.
lost my brother, I lost my parents, I had lost also a little granddaughter, and we had lost a brother-in-law, and my brother, I was his caregiver full-time here at my house, and now my son. So there's something in all this here that I think that gave me strength for the worst. I think. I had to get strength from somewhere. So it's like, okay, I'm preparing you. This is going to be the worst. So yeah, it's not easy, but loss is loss. And
Loss
it doesn't
is
matter.
loss.
It doesn't matter what kind of loss.
No, exactly.
Right?
This is why I was so eager to have you speak with me today. Because a loss is a loss, whether, and I like how you put it together, whether it's a family member, even a fur baby, a pet, it's still a loss because we get emotionally attached.
It's part of
It's part of our life.
fun.
It's, you know, everyone that comes in and out of our lives make memories with us, and we cherish them once they're gone. And sometimes we don't realize that at that, like this specific moment is going to be a memory for us.
Yeah.
And it's a nice memory
exactly.
to give an homage to Jason. And this is not about pity. This is not about publicity. I honestly, and I like how you use also the same words that I use. If we manage to help one person, then we've accomplished our mission, to offer hope and to give hope to others. And this is why I also spoke about my accident, my depression, my weight gain. I put myself out there, and I commend you for doing the same thing. I mean, it's very private what you went through with your son. It's very intimate. And for you to not only speak about it openly and to put it in writing for the world to read, it's a big thing.
Yeah, my husband always tells me, "Do you realize what you just did?" I says, "I don't realize it because for me, I want to share love. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about pity. It wasn't about money. And that I know I can tell you that my publisher and writer, I'm an author right now, and I don't look at myself as an author. I say to myself, I'm Julie from the block, because that's what they used to call me, Julie from the block. And I will always be Julie from the block. I'll be humble and raw, and I want people to reach out to me, which, by the way, I want to say something. Since this book, it's 2 weeks now. Let's forget about the pre-order. It's just 2 weeks. There are people, the amount of people that reach out to me that have lost children, that came to Laval to sit down with me for the first time. They go, how do you do it? And I stayed with them for a good 45 minutes. I didn't care about selling my book. I cared about that woman, that couple that came. I sat down with them and I didn't move. because they came to see me to get that extra. How do you do it? I need your strength. Give me that strength, because she lost her daughter that same year that she lost Jason.
But you see, people ask, how do you do it? And I like how you explain it in the book. You didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice.
So you had to do it. It was survival mode.
It is.
You go into survival
Yeah,
mode, right? So
exactly.
it's like, it's not how I'm doing it, it's how I'm living with it. Because you're living with this. It's
Yes.
never going to go away.
I don't want it. I don't want it to.
No, but I mean, like, the pain will never go away.
No.
It'll soothe, but it'll never go away.
Yeah,
You'll learn to live with it.
Someone said if you take a rock and you take this rock and you put it in your pants, it's heavy, yeah. But with time it gets lighter.
You get used to it.
Get-
But the rock is always there.
The rock is always there. It just gets lighter, and that's how grief gets lighter.
Yes.
I always tell people, stick with positive people. Do what makes you happy. Forget about other people.
Yeah.
And you know what I do often? People say, "How could you do that?" I go for lunch alone in a restaurant.
Because you need time alone sometimes.
I need time alone to think and to process the grief. And again, I'm gonna say it in every interview. Grief is too hard to bear.
It is.
So I prefer lightness. I prefer being joyful. Joyful. There's a difference between joy and happiness. I will never be happy like I was. I lost my son, but I choose joy. It's less heavy.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
less heavy.
if you can laugh. When you want to cry. When you want to bitch, you bitch. When you want to tell off your neighbor. Sorry, I shouldn't say this on the camera. Sorry,
It's ad lib here. Nothing's prepared.
This is live here.
That's okay.
You know what? Do what makes you happy. Be kind to yourself. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You gotta be kind to yourself. It's so important. And ask for help. And you're grieving, or your son is sick, or your mother has dementia. Dementia is grief.
Yes.
Dementia is grief. They're there. They're there physically, but mentally they're not.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
That's
Leah?
true. And this is why I want everyone to get their copy, get your own copies of this book. I'm not
Men and women.
men and
oh
women.
my God.
Yes, and I'm not here to publicize the
No.
book. Honestly, I'm here to speak about hope.
Yeah.
But if you wanna get a little window insight into, like a peek into what Julia had to go through,
Yes.
this is the book for you. And it will not just tell her story, it will offer you hope. It will give you a different mindset, a different way of thinking of how to deal with whatever you're going through. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a loss. It could be any type of hurdle, obstacle that you feel overwhelmed, that you say, oh my God, a
A divorce is grief.
A divorce,
Oh my
yes.
God, you don't talk to a family member is grief.
Yes.
There's so many ways of
There is.
explaining grief.
Absolutely.
You know?
But this book offers hope, and it also, it's like a handbook in how to take upon yourself to ask for help, to be humble. You have to be humble, and I'm all about humbleness, because honestly, we're a grain of salt in this world, and we're not
doctors, huh?
No, but we're
not
not that powerful either.
No.
We're mortal, and
Yeah.
we're sinners. So to be humble and ask for help, it is a plus in anyone's character. So please be humble and ask for help. But also, I like how you explain that there's moments where you'll just break out crying because
God.
you get a flash.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
Often I get
or
that.
you'll laugh.
Yeah.
Or you'll be angry.
Yeah.
But there's also that sense of guilt when the person is gone. You say, I should have done this and I could have done that. But no, you did everything you could have done.
Yeah, but
you
as
everything.
as a mom of a grieving mom, there's always, I should have done more.
There's always a doubt.
Maybe I should have went to New York. Maybe I should have went to Italy. Maybe I should have. If you're gonna look at should haves, oh my God, guys.
You're gonna go deeper and deeper in the darkness.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't want to get there.
No,
I did my best.
Exactly.
I moved in with him alone, me and him alone for 1 whole year. I gave him all myself, every inch of me, and while I gave every inch of me, well, I did faint twice because la stanchezza,
Yes.
your tiredness,
Yes.
you can't. We're human. We're not machines. We're
Yes.
humans. So when your body says enough is enough,
Your body speaks back. Yeah.
enough is enough.
Enough is
You relax. You call someone. I can't today.
Yeah.
I can't.
You have to say no.
And I said no. Even if they don't like it, well, you're gonna take over today.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Because when you do a year of, you're on a high
Yeah.
for a whole year, I'm underneath your body just shuts
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
So you don't want to, poor Jason would say, He saw me fainting at one point, and he would say, "Mommy, mommy, I need you to stay alive for me. I need you, I need you." And I did faint in front of Jason because the last time it just gets over you,
Yeah.
and you can only do so much. So when it did happen, I took a 10-day break. The father came and took over, and you know what? I came back recharged, and this is what I gave another 150% to Jason. So listen to your bodies, be kind to your bodies. It's okay if you're not there for your son who's gonna die for 10 days. If you're sick, how do you want to take care of your
Exactly. If you're not full, you can't refill.
Exactly.
Right. So when it's very important to recharge, re-energize yourself, reground yourself. And I mean, Julia wanted to be there every minute of every second of every moment, but her body spoke to her, and she had no choice but to recharge in order for her to refill Jason and his needs. Exactly. So we have to humble, and you were very humble, and I adore this book, and I read it once, and I'm sure I will not read it once only. I will go back to it every time I'm down, every time I'm going through something, just as a reminder. And this is why it's important for you to get your copy, because will be a constant reminder that there's hope.
It's a handbook, yeah.
And that you are a survivor, you can do it. And the words I comfort myself with is, if I'm going through it, it's because I can handle it.
Yeah.
So, Julia, unfortunately, you lost your son, but you're the only one that could have handled it.
Yeah. It's so true.
Because you did handle it.
I handled a lot of situations.
Not by choice, but you handled it.
I don't want anybody to have it by choice. I hope you never have to lose a child.
Yeah.
Or a mom, or a dad. Grief is grief. It's hard. It's tough. But you know what? It's how when you fall, it's how you pick up again after. Pick up the phone. You know what? I need to go for lunch with someone. I need you. Because I cry every day. Guys, you see me happy and smiling, but I cry every day. But you know what? I do pick up very quickly because I don't want to stay there. I don't want to be in a rut. I really don't want to be in a rut. And you know what? I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I have a lot of good friends, that are around me. My husband, who's amazing. And, maybe you don't want to tell him how you feel, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And I like how you mentioned Abe, how much of a support he was.
He's incredible.
He was so understanding. Incredible. I mean, he's not Jason's dad.
No, he's not.
But he stepped in when it was time for Jason to be godfather.
Yeah. He married both. He married both kids. They're 11 and 12 when they first met him. It wasn't easy in the beginning.
So he took on the role.
He took a role as a stepfather. He never had kids of his own. He's never been married. So, oh boy, Abe, sorry, I'm giving you a bit too much information. But it's the truth. I'm very raw. I'm very real. I always say, when you see the truth, you don't have to remember a lie.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, hats off to Abe for being a gentleman, true gentleman. And I mean, I've seen him. I haven't had the chance to speak with him for a very long time, but he looks like a sweet, kind soul. And you touch all the elements. And I like also how you recognize everyone that was on your path.
Yeah.
The people at the hospital, the people at the rehab, you didn't leave anybody out.
Yeah, well, if I did, I apologize because I know I did forget some people. It was not in my bad intention. You guys are always in my heart, even if I didn't mention you guys. And please know that you were here. Oh my God, for real, because I want to remember everybody. And when you lose a loved one, did you know that we go into a fog?
Yes.
We go into a fog. We're very forgetful. We're not going crazy.
No. It has nothing to do with that.
We're just very, very, we're forgetful. So I always tell people, take your time. Grief will always exist. Always. You lost a loved one.
Yeah. It's a missing piece of your puzzle.
But it gets lighter. I choose joy over darkness over and over again. Grief is too hard to bear. Really, really hard to bear. And I choose. People say, but you're always busy. You're always doing something. That's my way of healing.
Exactly. You have to find your own way of coping. Regardless of what people think and how they judge. Because if they're judging you, then they're not the right person in your world right now. But everyone grieves differently at different times. And
take your time.
They never stop grieving.
Never.
So whether it be a year from now or 10 years from now, Julia will still cry for her son because
My
he's
God.
not
Oh,
with
yeah.
her anymore. He's still her son. And I like to speak about him in the present because I believe and I feel it in this room. He is here. His spirit is here. I
big
feel
time.
it. And my only regret is that I didn't get the privilege of meeting him.
No, but you met his mom. And
I met his mom, so I see a reflection of him. And, God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you. And again, I just want to underline, because I know there's skeptics out there and I know the trolls are hiding behind the bushes. This is not to publicize the book. It's to offer hope and how better share love and understanding, and how to be also not only a person that's grieving, but a friend of a griever. Like how do you deal with a person that is going through grief if you haven't experienced it, or if you haven't gone through it, or
going through even before grief? What do you need?
Yeah.
Like don't ask someone. Sorry, I'm gonna tell you this, and it's from my own opinion. Don't ask what you need. I could tell you, it happened to my friend. It's not what you need. Go grab a lasagna. I'm Italian. Go grab a lasagna. It's made. It's hot. Ding dong. Leave it in the front porch.
Eat it.
Open the door.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
Bring them a cup of coffee. Bring me some Tim Hortons. These are the little things I received. And let me tell you, Maria and Anna, they did that to me. We got your certificate. Go order your food. I didn't feel like cooking. I'm tired when you have to do 3 meals a day, and it was plant-based and let's go healthy and all that in between. It's very, very overwhelming for someone who's a caregiver that has to do this on their own. Yes, I got help from my sisters. I got help from family members, but sometimes it's not the help. Just,
it's the action you need.
It's the action.
It's the action. And I like that you put that in your book.
Yeah, I did.
I like that you put that in the book. And they give you so much gift certificates that you don't have to hold on to it to say, oh my God, when am I going to use it? Because then I have no more. But they give you quite a few chances to go back.
Yes.
So this is also for those who are a shoulder to lean on for the person that's grieving. Like, what do you do? My friend is losing her son, and my friend's son
Exactly.
What do I do as a friend? How do I show her that I care? How do I show that I'm there for her? Well get a lasagna, bring it to her house. Don't ask what they need. Sometimes, I mean, I've been in that situation too. Like, I don't know how to behave or what to say. Because I don't want to hurt
you. Can't
your
say nothing. Don't say nothing.
You don't know what to say.
Actions speak louder.
Just be there. And I mentioned it many times. To be a friend, you just have to be present. You
Listen. Be a good listener.
A listener, or sit at the park and just sit and look at the horizon. Or
how many times I go? What are you doing? I'm picking you up for lunch. Thank you.
It's the best thing.
I don't need you to tell me how to grieve.
No, you grieve. No one can tell you.
How you
don't even know how you're gonna grieve.
I don't even know.
It comes on its own. It just
and it comes in waves.
Yes.
It comes in waves, ups and downs, and I'm talking to actually I was talking to you Sunday, and all of a sudden my tears come down. I don't even know why. So those are triggers. Those are waves. Sometimes someone hurts you. It's not because you lost your son, but that person hurt you, and then you get those triggers and waves because you think, oh my God,
the trauma comes out again. Yes, it surfaces. Which it's normal. It's normal. And if you feel overwhelmed, I encourage you to go see a therapist.
Do you have any questions? Do we have any questions?
Yes, we have. We had 8. Now we have 8 people watching. Okay. If you guys have any questions, we're gonna do a short little question period. Yeah. But while we're waiting for the questions, I wanted you to tell the public how to get your book. I mean, I got it because we're in the same city, and I got it signed and it's beautiful.
So this book right now, you could pick it up in RDP. I do a lot of book signings, like 2 a week. So I always post on my social media platforms where you can purchase it. You can go on Amazon, US or Canada. It's doing extremely well on Amazon. Your reviews are amazing for Amazon. Please take the time to do it. There's a review box there. Good or bad, I can accept anything. Short, it's not too short. It's not proper. Whatever you guys. Yes, I'm a first-time author. The writer and publisher is Agatha DeSantis, okay, because without her I couldn't have wrote this book. But I still become a writer because I did say the story and she published it, and it is my story. So I want people to know that you can't get anything done if you don't have the people behind doing this book. We can also buy on redheadproductions.com/Jason. So you go to that, and it's so easy. It's easy, friendly. Just order online. There's shipping, and guess what? even if you're an RDP or not, you can go Jean Couture now. I'm going to have 2 Jean Coutures. So the one at 9101 Maurice Duplessis, my book is there. So Jason's mom's book is there. Go inside. We already sold 3 Jean Couture because people tell me.
Nice.
So I'm super, super happy. I'd like to read a quote in here if you don't mind.
Sure. And after we'll go to the question
Yes,
from
please, if
Together.
you don't
Actually,
mind.
look for the quote and
Okay,
I'll ask.
perfect.
Says, sorry, I missed the beginning of the live. How did your son pass?
My son passed away with glioblastoma, stage 4 cancer. The survival rate is only 5%. So I knew it was very, very slim in survival. But, as a mom, as a family, we never lose hope. We pray and we have faith and saying, he's going to make it. La Grinta is in him. He's going to make it. But there's something deep inside of me that said, you know what? Let me give everything I've got to give him, because there was a part of me that knew I was not in denial. I knew he was leaving, because a lot of people around me that had glioblastoma that reached out to me and said, you know what? Just give him that love, because I don't know. And then I hear a beautiful story. Someone in Montreal, it's 8 years she's survived the glioblastoma.
Wow.
And it's
That's
rare.
That's
It's very rare.
Yes. Wow.
And she's listening. I know of you, not you, but I know someone that you know. So if you're listening, we wish you well and keep on fighting. So there is
hope.
There is hope. So never give hope.
No, never
it's
give
just
up hope.
me, and the way the doctors were telling me is like, he, after his surgery, he did he lost a short-term memory. So Jason didn't know where he was after the second surgery. He would say, whose picture frame is that? Or is this my bathroom? So that's heartbreaking for me and for anybody that's going through loss. But that is what short-term memory is. So someone asked me, did he remember who I was? Well, he did, because he would always remember who's in front of him, which is me. But as soon as I left, he would ask, did mom come today? It's a short-term memory.
Yeah.
We lose. So it's heartbreaking. But yeah, glioblastoma, stage 4 cancer. Yeah, he died.
So Together Forever says, I'm so sorry to hear. I have tears. Condolences.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this book it's tear jerking. Let me tell you, I had a knot in my throat, and I was at my ice cream store, so I couldn't really cry.
Yeah.
But I went in the back and I took a moment, because you can relate to her story. Like I'm blessed, and I knock on wood that I have healthy children, but I don't know how I would
Thank God.
survive
Thank you,
the
Lord.
loss of a child. So I did lose my father, and that was traumatic. But
Of course.
of
course, it's a loss, right?
I connected with you in a level where I'm getting emotional. In a level where, like, I got to know you, but now I got to know a deeper side of you.
Thank you.
And I just love your soul. I love your
thank you.
energy. And I'm not one to judge. Those that know me know I don't judge. But Julia, I'm really sorry for what you have been through.
Thank you.
And
you're gonna make me cry.
we're not gonna.
But it's good tears.
You connect on a different level, and that's why I had to do the live. Again, I'm repeating myself. This book it's a handbook. It's not
beautiful. Isn't it beautiful?
It's so simply written.
I know.
It's like having a conversation with you,
Yeah.
but only you talking. And I could almost hear your voice in my head. And as you were telling your story, I kind of visualized it in my head. And I'm like, wow, what a trooper. What a lion. You were a lioness with her cub.
Jason would say, you're a beast, Mom.
Yeah, you're a lioness with her cub. And you have to appreciate the fact that you were privileged to take care of him.
Oh.
You were privileged to spend his last moments on this earth with
That's
him.
the best gift
And
we gave
that's,
ourselves.
that's soothing, and this will help with your grief.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
yeah, it is.
that you will remember the best
Oh
moments.
my God.
Because
I
you had
good
worse moments.
Yeah, I had good moments.
But
like I always say, I had the last 2 years that are really, really bad, because that's when we got diagnosed in 2021.
Yeah.
But I had 35 years, are amazing years with Jason.
Yeah.
His love towards his mother, only my friends would know, those close to me.
I just want to scroll a little. Okay,
Yeah.
so Brandon. Hi, Brandon. Brandon is a very community-oriented friend of ours. Yes, he's a great support.
sweetheart.
Yes, he's a great support. Making me cry too, tears too. Julia is such a sweetheart
Thank
soul.
you.
And Jason is in our hearts forever. Yes, he will.
He will.
And like I said, I didn't have the privilege of getting to know him, but it's like I do know him, and he is part of my life now.
No,
Because
so
I
nice.
got to know him
Yeah.
a little, like a little speck of his life, his
know.
last days.
Thank you.
And again, I regret not having to know him before.
Oh, no regrets.
But
He brought us together.
yes, he
brought
did.
us together.
There's a reason why he brought us
Yeah.
together, and he will resound in anyone that reads this book how he coped with it too, because he was strong.
Oh my God.
He was
had
a fighter.
resilience. He had la grinta. He would say, Mom, never give up. Keep on going. Keep on going. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. How many times? He gave me strength while I was giving him strength, because he knew that my health wasn't as strong. And I mentioned that in my book. But you know what? Even the fact that my health was not strong, there's something that comes over you.
Yes.
That says, there's no time to be sick here.
Yeah.
Your son needs you. So
Yeah.
we do our best for our kids while they're sick and then after. To all my girlfriends that are listening that are grieving for the loss of a child, a mother, a brother, a furry friend, we hear you. It's a loss. Doesn't matter about my son. It's any loss is a loss. It's grief.
And you're not alone.
And we're not alone.
You're not alone.
I'm going to mention someone in the name of Dominic from Prima Luna read my book. And it's rare that a man buys my book and reads my book. Well, he reached out to me and says, you know what? I saw myself in your book because he lost someone. And what you went through about caregiving and him falling and picking up and all that, I went through that. So I saw myself in this book. It was so touchy. So Dominic, if you hear me, I know you see me. You know what? Thank you for sharing that thought with me, because I think men in general won't buy this book because it's their vulnerability maybe will be, whatever. Like, it's not about vulnerability. It's about reading a book of love, compassion, caregiving. You're not alone. Reach out, because a lot of men, what they do, they keep everything inside.
Yes.
It's no good.
And you know what? I was expecting it to be a sad story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
A lot of people think that.
But it's not.
No, it's really
It's
nice.
a sad situation.
Yes.
But it's not a sad story.
Yeah.
It's a story about hope and
Yeah.
survival and perseverance and
Exactly.
fighting the fight. And I like how you explain La Grinta, and I know what it means.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Grit. It's grit.
It's grit.
Yeah.
And you both had it.
Yeah.
You and Jason
Yeah,
both
me and
had
Joseph,
it.
yeah.
So, please, get her book. Like, whether you're doing it in silence or you're doing it outspokenly, that you're grieving or that you're hurting or that you're going through something, this book is helpful.
It's really nice.
It's not just a book.
Could I read
It's a
that?
helpful.
Could
Yes,
I-
we're going to conclude with a quote from your book.
Okay. So I want to read what it says. It's page 131 for those that have the book. If not, it's when those you love, when those you love die, the best you can do is honor their spirit for as long as you live. You make a commitment that you're going to take whatever lesson that person or animal was trying to teach you, and you make it true in your own life. It's a positive way to keep their spirit alive in the world by keeping it alive in yourself. So I have amazing memories with Jason, funny ones. Some of them I wanna because he makes me laugh all the time. But you know what? I think the 38 years of love he gave me, it's weird, I'm gonna say this, it's for a lifetime. I know it was short. I get it. But man, did he have a good life. He really did. He traveled the world because of soccer. He did what he loved, playing soccer, being a soccer coach. He impacted so many children of all ages. But when you have a guy in this book that comes through that door, my door, tells me Jason changed his life because he wasn't going to give up, that's my boy. And that's why I have to share. Never give up. Okay, guys? Please, never give up.
So Brandon says, this Thursday, everyone, don't forget, book signing in St. Leonard. This Thursday, August 22nd at Galonero. Yes. So if you're local, Montreal, I mean, we're privileged that we don't have to order it online. And you never get to see the author unless the picture's on the back of the book. So here you get to meet the author, speak with her. She's very humble. She'll take the time to speak with you.
I will.
And you get it personalized and signed by her, which I will cherish forever, because it means a lot to me. And you know, when my dad passed away, so many people showed up, and I said, the dead bring together the living.
Isn't it sad?
It's sad. But I mean, Jason's passing brought us together.
Yeah.
I would have never crossed paths with you.
I know.
But Jason's
I
passing.
knew of you. I didn't know who you were, but I knew of you.
And now you know who I am.
And now we have a special bond.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I'm very
exactly.
grateful
Thank
to
you.
Jason for that.
Can I give a little note in French?
Sure.
Ça vous dérange pas?
Sure.
I know it's an English book.
Yes, on va parler un petit peu en français pour...
Mon livre, il est en anglais et je veux faire un en français. Et je cherche un auditeur qui va le faire. Et ça va être plus tard, c'est sûr. Il faut que l'anglais fonctionne bien avant que je peux faire le français. C'est pas toujours tout le monde qui peut faire 2 livres en même temps. Alors, I just have a quote in French. Quand je ne serai plus là, ne lâchez pas. Laissez-moi partir. J'ai tellement de choses à faire et à voir. Ne pleurez pas en passant à moi. Soyez reconnaissants pour les belles années qu'on a passées ensemble. Je vous donne mon amitié. Vous pouvez seulement deviner le bonheur que vous m'avez apporté. I'm just giving you a little bit because it's quite long. But you know what? Be happy, be kind. Because you never know what someone next to you is going through.
That's true.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. I'm a hugger. I want to hug. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Oh, it's perfect.
May you keep refilling yourself.
Thank you.
Refill yourself with hope. Share your story. And you can refill those that feel empty, that they have no hope. Yeah. And we have to have faith. Faith that our loved ones are looking on us and that they're in a better place. And Jason, I know you're here. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
I hope that you're proud of your mother because you should be. If you're not, you should be.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
But
he's saying, what a crazy mom.
But that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Jason, God bless you. You were a fighter, and I know where you got it from. Julia, it was a true pleasure.
Thank you. I thank you for having me. It's my first
pleasure.
time.
So guys, you can contact Julia. I'm gonna tag her. I'm gonna tag all the links where you can order your book or where she's gonna be next to sign it if you're local. And I really encourage you to get her book. Anna says, what time is the book signing at Galonero?
It's always on my Facebook page, but I'll answer you that. Galonero is between 5 and 9. You could come. There's music. There's food. I would recommend that you do call to reserve if you decide to stay. If you just want to pick up a book, you want to sign, you want to have a drink, no problem. But it does get busy, especially when I'm doing a book signing, so yeah.
Okay. And Brandon says, we're definitely proud of your mother, Jason.
Thank
no
you.
words.
Thank you
no,
so
of
much.
course. I mean, I think any child would be proud of their mother's accomplishments, and especially that it's in honor of him and that you're telling your story to help others. It's your greatest gift to the world.
Yeah, I want to keep his legacy. I want to keep his legacy alive for my mission. I have a mission, and in my mission, it can help one person.
Yeah, exactly.
And they reached out to me. It's so beautiful. How do you do it? Well, I take the time to tell them how I'm doing it.
Yes.
Seek help. I'm not a doctor. Seek professional
Yes.
help. There's nothing wrong. We're not crazy. We're not going crazy. Yeah. Please go get help.
Yes.
Please.
What is your Instagram page? It's Julia Garofano.
Julia Garofano 7.
7. Julia
Yes.
Garofano with an N. N-O 7. I'm
I'm
going to post it. I'm going to tag it when I repost the live. Brandon, hearts go out to Jason. Yes, of course, lots of hearts, lots of love. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a Monday afternoon, not everybody's available, but I will be reposting the whole live stream so you can watch it at your leisure. And again, this is not to publicize the book, not to offend you, but it's not to publicize the book.
You said exactly. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about fame. I want to share love to the world, that you can have love. You can heal from grief. You will never forget, but we heal slowly. Stick around positive energy. Energy speaks volumes, guys.
And have hope. Hope. It's a small world, but it's
show
so much.
what I have. You see here? Yeah. It says faith.
It says faith. Faith and hope.
Faith and hope.
That's all. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your patience with the technical difficulties. I will try to put both videos together and repost it. You can watch it at your leisure, show your friends. And again, get a copy of the book. You have to get a copy of the book. All right? On that note,
bye.
Come sempre.
Thank you for coming in and listening, everybody.
Ci vediamo presto. Salutamu.
Salutamu. And now I'm going to be talking Sicilian.
Salutamu.
Ciao.